Hello everyone, I thought it'd be quite nice if we did a sweet little Buddy Holly song because it's quite repetitive and it's a lovely little riff to get going with. Why not? Let's get finger picky. Okay, so it's going to be around chords, mostly a D, a little bit of G and a very abstract A, but we'll talk about the A in a minute. But here's your D, all three in a line, index, middle, ring. If you struggle with that, you can always bar on second fret, as long as you don't play this note. If you really can't help play that note, then I would say put your little finger on fifth. So this guy, he's hanging loose. You can hear it kind of sounds quite pretty anyway, but don't worry about that. If you're strumming and you can just gently lift that so that it mutes that string a little bit more. Like that. Then for some people that's an easier option than three in a row. Some people prefer two fingers as well. So it really is down to the player, down to the person, down to the hand. Don't berate yourself if that's tricky. Try two fingers. If that's not working for you, try the old bar one. But like I said, if you go all the way across, you're getting a hybrid between D and B minor. Because B minor would be there, right? So you might as well, if you're going to do that, like I said, you slightly lift ever so slightly up. I keep saying slightly, but it's true. I'm just lifting my fingers slightly up at the end, so it's kind of curving upwards to mute that. So, and then I'm focusing my thumb up here, like so. And if that's really not an option and you keep getting that, get the little finger over on fifth. And this one will naturally hang about there. Alright, that's Troubleshooting D over. So let's start with D. I'm going to use it this way. And we're just going to have 4 strums down. We're in 4/4 time. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. You can go further down if you want to. I was just thinking I did kind of focus my efforts up here. I tend to think first 2 or 3 beats up here and then the last one I do want to catch that note down the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make a point of it. Up to you. And then for the second bar, we're coming into a G chord. We're going to hold that down because all the numbers are a G chord. 2, 3, 2. It's all there. 2, 2, 3, 2. We're good to go. And then I'm going to go, all right, so maybe thumb on the C string. Then middle, index, thumb. And that's coffee, coffee, or 1 and 2 and. So let's do some coffee. Coffee, coffee. And a 1 and 2 and. We'll do the whole bar together in a minute, don't worry. And then with this A, you have an option here. You could put it down, but I feel like that's going to mess people up. So I'm going to say take the A off. Take the A off. And just go middle, index, index. Oh, make sure the 1 comes back. And play that one with your thumb over here. So if you find that's too much walking, then it's kind of like tell your fingers, all right, we're doing an A, we are doing an A, but we've got to get the 2 in there. It's the 2 that you might forget. That's the problem. If you put down the A, you might forget this 2. Don't forget the 2 and it's all good. So you'll go. So again, it depends on the person, whether you're used to an A chord or not. If you're not used to it, try it without it. But it's the timing that you got to work on to get it nice and smooth with a coffee, coffee. So let's put that whole bar together, bar 2. I'm going to count you in this time. Let's give you a heads up. Let's get our G ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That was still quite fast. Let's do it slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Gonna do it one more time, but with coffee, just to make it really obvious. 4 coffees in the bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, 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 coffee. Super. And then you play those 2 bars together and you play them 3 times. So let's see if we can do that. Let's go fairly steady. The temptation is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it messes up this bit because this bit is inevitably going to be slower than the other bit to start with. So don't speed up on your Ds. Resist temptation and go 1. Come on, guys, work in time. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of speed, because that kind of speed will give you enough time in bar 2. So let's do it together. I'm going to count you in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and together. Bar 2. And again. One more time. Sweet, good, okay. And then for this next bit, we're just gonna shuffle as quickly as we can from that 1. I sort of drag the index over so I can get to 2 like that, because it's quite quick after you've gone. You gotta get there nice and quick. And I'm going 2 and 5. If that's too much for you, then just go for the 5 for now. But see if you can. The ukulele's not too massive in terms of its stretching. It's not as bad as if you had to stretch that distance on guitar. So you might be able to do it. You know, give it a go. You never know. You might surprise yourself. But anyway, so we've got 2 and 5 together. And I'm just going to pluck upwards with my middle and my index. Now take my 5 off. I'm going to leave the 2 down though, so that I can find it again. So that bar is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, resist the temptation to go. Just don't go fast, go slow. So again, count you in this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I bet this next bar looks nice and familiar to you. So G chord comes back on. And that's it. All right then, let's go all the way through then. And this is the format for all the verses, I should say. It's pretty much the whole song. There's a little solo-y bit in the middle that is optional. We can look at that in a minute if you like. But the whole song pretty much is just this pattern. So let's do it all the way through. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Find the 2, steady, and that's it. And I know that was fairly fast, so if you want, do slow that down. I'm going to put a little graphic here now to remind you how you slow it down on YouTube. Such a handy feature. Feel free to slow that down as much as you need to. But as you can see, it's not too much in it. The hardest part, honestly, is getting up to that 2 and the 5. So you just got to work on that transition of going. And you might miss it a few times. You might get a few ghost notes, and that's okay. Don't worry if you get a lot of that kind of pulley-offy, ghosty, notey sound. It's okay. It's all right. We all do it, and it's absolutely fine. No one is going to be sat there going, oh, can you believe they just did that? No one cares. It sounds fine. Don't berate yourself. You're doing a great job, okay? I know what you're like out there. You're doing a fab job. All right. Options then. Optional to do the middle section. So I'm going to show you the middle section. Here we go. We're going to go 2, 5, our old favourite. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that one already, right? And then it changes slightly. So again, put down the G shape here. We've got a 2, 3 together and a 2 to follow. So it's definitely going to be a G shape. And we're going to pluck index in middle. And then, yeah, middle. Do you know what? I'm thinking in terms of if I was playing guitar, but that might not be helpful for you guys. So you might want to do that pluck with your thumb and your index. Up to you. Up to you. But whatever you prefer to pluck with, basically use 3 fingers. So 2 together, and then 1 on the bottom. I'm going to go index and middle with ring, because I'm used to it, and that's okay. And then you can see that those last 2 beats, nice and easy. And again, I wouldn't say put down the A chord. It's not going to particularly help you. You can if you want to. And if you do, you might as well strum it and use your thumb to just find the 4. Or, again, options. Always there are options with me, eh? All right, let's come back and do those 2 bars. Let's do it the 3 times that it says we have to do it. So let's get our 2, 5 together. Again, you will be coming at this from a 1, so let's practice that. We're coming at it from the 1 of the A in the previous bar, and we're going shook across, finding the 2 and the 5, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G chord, A chord, and again, G chord, optional A. I'll do one more without that. Definitely G chord though. Okay, and then it changes slightly. I think you'll like this though. So it's our friend the 2-5 shape again. And you might want to do a little bit of a paddle here with your index and middle, because you've got a lot of 5s basically. So you're going to go. And that might be a little bit easier than going. Again, it depends on the nimbleness of your right hand, your fingers. For me, I think I'm going to go, because I can get a better sound that way. So in terms of rhythm, we're looking at a T, and then this coffee is kind of, it's got a skip at the end of it if you like. Coffee, coffee, and then a bit of a dumpty at the end with the crotchet and the quaver. It's a funny one, isn't it? Let's think of maybe a dumpty D in the middle. Shall we have that? We could have a T, dumpty D, dumpty. T, dumpty, T, dumpty. I think I changed my dumpty D into a dumpty T, but you get the idea. Let's do that a couple times, because I know that's a funny little rhythm there. I'll go a little bit slower, count you in with it as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, dumpty D, dumpty. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, dumpty D, dumpty. Super, good stuff. All right, and just to reiterate, do leave down the 2. If you leave down the 2, you can find the 5, and then you don't have to worry about finding the 2 again. Otherwise, you're sort of going, and you might lose the 2. You could also see my neck flew out as well. I don't have a strap on this. I would recommend, if that keeps happening to you, try a strap, because that's going to help you out. Also, try a better position when you're holding it. I'm not holding it the best way, you can kind of tell. I'm being a little bit lazy, but that's all right. You don't have to be lazy, you get comfy. Main thing is that you're comfy. All right, last bar, you know this one already. Yay, it's the G going into the A, but the abstract A, remember the, oh, do it better than that. So let's put that all together, because you'll be fine with the last bar. Counting you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Cool, let's do that one more time. Every time I try and count that, guys, I don't know what happens to beat 4, but I just can't seem to count it out loud. It's really strange. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And again, don't worry if my fingers have changed down here, it's because I'm used to a guitar. It's fine if you're using your thumb. Like so. Absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that. Wicked. All right, let's see if I can put all of this together. This is the test, guys. This is a very high key for me, but I thought, why not? Because then you can see exactly how you would put this all together for the song. So, deep breath. Let's see if I can hit the notes. Hold me close and tell me how you feel. Tell me love is real. Ooh. Words of love you whisper soft and true. Darling, I love you. So chords at the end you're going to largely play for 2 strums each. So we're going to go D for 2, G for 2, D, A, D for 2, G for 2, and then back to 1 strum, D, G, D. So that on the record you got some humming there, so you got a ooh. And there you go, that's the end. Ah, good, I survived, super. Now you'll notice with that, I didn't do the little middle break, but that's okay, you can do it if you want to. Frankly, I was more concerned with hitting all those high notes and getting them nice and clean for you. It's not a song I normally sing in the key of D. Normally in A, but that's okay, that's cool. What else did I want to tell you? I wanted to tell you that bars 1 and 2 are most of the song. I'm pretty sure you saw that. I wasn't doing a lot of... If you listen to the record, you'll hear that on the intro. I think you hear it at the end of perhaps the first 2 verses as a nice little break into the middle section. Ooh. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I will see you again soon in the next one. Bye-bye.